some PlayStation mobile stuff and making a open source version of a lot of it. So yeah, I just have my IDA open. So yeah, let's see whoever you are of this. And see here we even have like the class names in IDIS. This is pretty awesome. You know, pretty easy to reverse. So yeah, I should now be live. Hopefully I can get some people commenting. Okay, yep, it's working, great. So basically here I am in IDO, and I'm going to try and recreate this entire library. That's my goal, recreate this entire library eventually in C++ in here, LibPSM. Now I'm going to start with stuff I know. I'm going to start with the PSS crypto functions. Okay, so the file here is actually SCE data read, which then calls JSCE data API file read, and then that calls SCE data file read, which then takes 3 arguments. Right, and if you're wondering what those arguments are, the first one, I believe this is just the structure for PSS says IO reads. Let me just have a look at bridge.h. Beto headers, the SDK, the headers, yep. I believe if I head over to pull requests, I have, yeah, compute use the abnormal bridge headers. They actually didn't like me for doing this because it's technically Sony files, but fucking cares. It's on the GPL anyway. Alright, it's GPL licensed Sony code, so it's totally fair game to steal from here. Okay, so so we're going to look for PSSS IO read. Okay, so you see all these functions here. So PSSS, alright, not PSSS IO read, I mean PSSS crypto read. So as it turns out, this PSSS crypto read is actually just a handle for a different exported function. Now I didn't know what the function was called, but the Android version is for debug symbols or export symbols. So we now know that thing is called SCE data API read. Okay, so now we can do this so we got this here, crypto.cpp, right, and this is also probably going to crypto.c as well, because this is going to actually implement our crypto logic in like a class format, but the thing is this isn't actually a classes as far as I can tell, so I'm actually going to do crypto.c instead. We're going to include standard ib.h to include standard io.h. Okay, and then going to make I believe int, yeah, PSSS crypto open. Alright. And PSSS crypto open, B takes a PSSS crypto context, and then boom. Okay. Now, as we know, PSSS crypto context, we can more or less rip straight from this header as well. So here we go. Okay. So great. So now what this does is it calls this SCE data read, and the way I know that is if you have AmiAB, you can actually find basically all of these functions. And the one that handles the PSSS crypto functions is the libandroid thing. Do I have another shortcut to IDO? I need to set up like a shortcut to IDO Pro. It's very annoying. So, yeah, my totally legit ID license, 100%. Okay, libandroid bridge. Okay, let's just load this up as well. So I'll show you what I mean by it's basically just a header that just redirects to the other one. Did that work? Is it, oh, it's taking its loading. Okay, it's lit zero. Yes. You have Android bridge the SL into the database. Awesome. Okay, so see, this is a very, very simple function. And this is where PSSS crypto read and all that stuff actually is. If I click on here, go F5, you will see it will basically just trace some stuff and then call this efunc thing. And this efunc thing basically is just like goes to some other functions. I don't know, but basically just from my reversed, I found that this more or less is literally just like a wrapper for this function. So yeah, especially on the video, this was just a wrapper for like maybe not either leave, like either open. Yeah, it's just a wrapper for either open, right? So that's how that works. Right, which either open is wrapped to either API, just do j underscore either API file open, and then that is a wrapper for sce either API file open. So see, this takes 4 arguments, and so I'm guessing this corresponds to like these values or something. But the truth is, once like we're internal, we don't really need to care about how it's implemented, as long as everything else matches up. So yeah, but this is also an external function as well, and we can see here this file is actually called crypto.c. So it actually has a lowercase c. So let me just go fix that in mine. There you go, crypto.c. Okay, so PSSS crypto open, and can more or less, why not copy this trace? It's not copy the trace, but we can work around seek, which does map to edata seek, which basically this says PSSS edata mono in it, which if I remember correctly, this sets up like inside the mono source. There was like a thing to set like the function to decrypt for, and it was here, which is a wrapper for the other thing. So just trust me when I say this is a wrapper for edata thingy. So and these are fast calls as well, I believe. These are all fast calls, right? Yeah, these are all fast calls. Okay, I'll have to specify use fast call. Okay. So that's the real implementation, and so I'm not entirely sure what the arguments are for this. This is the only problem. Oh, come on. Come on. But if I had to guess, it's probably like handle valids size type, right? It's probably just like an expanded form of this. In fact, it may even be this directly. And then the word style path. So it might actually just be the exact same signature. Let's try parsing this header into IDA and then setting it as the argument. See if it does anything. save this. Save this to desktop, PlayStation Mobile, psss.h. Okay. Okay. Now load file. How do you do this again? Edit. How do I pass? I'm dumb. Pass C header file. That's how you do it in IDO. Right. Okay. So PlayStation Mobile. PSSS.h. Awesome. There was an error in passing it. That's totally fine. Okay. Load file. It's an error in line 1. Either. There one error. Cannot open psv2/types.h. Okay. Well. Geez, that sounds like a problem. Oh, I accidentally broke that. I accidentally turned it off for a second. Oh well. Okay, so PSV2 types.h, just remove that, and now it should work, right? Load file, pass C header. It's not pthread.h, okay. Pass C header. Fad IIL process, totally processor command. Sorry, this also doesn't like macros, does it? Okay. Awesome. If I could just field file C header. Ugh. I don't know. Is that Meta line 469? 469 is this. It's not this. Why? I don't know, but it's mad at this. Whatever. We can assume that this is probably the header for this. So whatever. And that can call a different int decrypt header function. Okay. So maybe even this just takes. I honestly think this just takes a PSS script header even though I can't import it into either for some reason. I'm pretty sure it probably just takes a context like that, and it's just not a pointer, so like that's why. So let's just resolve that pointer, and there we go. Okay. Oop. It's probably a const char as well. And if I'm wrong about that, I'll just change it. So, that's called. Okay, and now that's called open file, open encrypted file. Okay, I guess just open encrypted file. Let's not be weird and have like multiple different types of casing. Let's just have like let's have capital letters for like private functions, and then for exports we'll just use the official names. So DPSPS export function DOL Windows fast call. Yeah, that's how you do it. So you do DL spec, right? And then you can also put the calling convention in as well, which is what I'll do. I'll put this in. I'll use underscore fast call. Yeah, fast call int. Right? Oh, right, int goes before. Okay, of course. Okay, so then we've got open encrypted file, and now so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually just implement the header decryption into here. Now the way the PS Vita had this working was it had like a giant array of like files. So probably like a it was probably a struct, right? So it's type text struct. So we'll have like PSM open files or something. Maybe PSSS open files or something, right? And PSSS open files will have a child pointer. Actually, it wasn't a child pointer. It was literally just the crypto context of the file. But then it also had like child like 8,000 bytes for like the current block of it, and it had like, I'm used to C sharp where I can do that. It had like 8,000 bytes of the current block, and then it had like MD5 of like, maybe we have like the MD5 of the whole file in there, and chow, like, it had a bunch of things that I got in it, and basically what it would do is it would just go to that specific one, and it would like had like a giant list of potential open files. Alright, so I'm probably gonna make an init function here. had like, oh, it also had chow IV 0x10 chow key 0x10. Guess I want original IV, and then chow current IV as well, because the IV changes every single time. And the key, and then I guess the game key. Specify specifically that it's the game key. Okay. And yeah. So that's more or less how this works. Right, and then there's like this open file list structure, and then I had like a bunch of, like a giant area of memory that could just store open files in. I also probably had like a uint64t of like the current handle, and it would like go up by 1 each time there was like a handle. I reversed the shit out of this, dude. Okay, apparently it doesn't like can we include standard int .h to make that work? Maybe? It doesn't like uint64t. Huh. Why doesn't it like uint64t? Also, yo. Oh, there we go. It does like uint64t now. Awesome. Okay, so there's like the current handle and then the open file list. I guess that should be like that. And we'll set that to 0 as well. Why not? Yeah, and there was like LibPSM edata initialize, which is probably what creates that whole area. We might even see it in here. So yes, this inits a lot of stuff, but we're probably not going to bother with a lot of this. Like for example, we don't need to bother with any of this DRM shit. We don't care about DRM. But so I will add LibPSM edata initialize, and I'll more or less make my own implementation of this. I don't know what these arguments are in the slightest, but I'll add them. I'll just not add any arguments for now. I'll work it out later. So does this return anything? Probably returns an int, right? Yeah. It returns an int. Probably returns 0 on success or something. And then not 0 on... So return 0 for success, and then we'll do like malloc like how many files you can have open at once will be like determined here. Let's just make it like no one's ever gonna use like no one's gonna have like freaking 5,000 files open at once, so we'll just make it like a huge area like that. And yeah. I guess we can also have like a boolean. I guess before this we can even have like a boolean of like open, or is open, Right, and we can set that to true. I guess it doesn't like bool, really. Pfft. I guess I'll add a type def bool uint 8 t. Okay. As bool? Do I like that? Oh, it does like bool. Okay. It'd be really great. It'd be really great if it would stop not responding and let me type. Context. Where's that context? Okay, it really doesn't like bool. Okay, I'll just make it a uint 8 then. Who cares? I'll just set it to 1 when it's valid and 0 when it's not. Who cares? Okay. No, probably no one's going to have more than 5,000 files open at once, so that's probably about right. So, okay, and now I'm going to add a find header. So int find. I really think we actually probably should be like open encrypted file. I feel like, well, I'm gonna use snake case. I don't care. Using snake case for these private functions. Open file, yes. Open files. Open files. Open files. Okay. Open files. The most important thing is I've got this giant list. Right. Sorry, I'm implementing the I/O right now because it's like I know I'm gonna need it. So I know I'm gonna need it, so it's gonna be important. So yeah, we're gonna need everything in the library, but so we'll return 0. But we also wanna, we almost kind of want to include this bridge.h file. Yeah, I probably want to actually include. I'll include the original bridge.h, so I won't include this one. I'll go to open PSSS /PSSS mono /mono /include. I believe that's right. Can I go mono /include like that? Or no, I got that wrong. Really, can I go /mono? Mono. IOEO. I believe it's under IOEO. I don't know where to find bridge.h, but that's what it's called. It's in, actually I linked to it in here somewhere if I just go back. Socio. Oh, it's in the include folder. Okay. Now let's download this file. And let's drop this in a Silica folder. Into the source folder. Repos and LibPSM. Put this. Actually, I'm thinking about this wrong. I go into PlayStation Mobile. You save the file, right, and then you can drag and drop it in, if I remember correctly. Okay, yeah, I can just drop it in there. Okay, awesome. And now I can just more or less hashtag include bridge.h. And it gets mad at me even though it's right there. It gets mad at me even though the file was right there. Okay, so cannot find pthread.h. That's fine. I think pthread is a we just won't bother with that now. We'll deal with thread when we get to threading. Which will be a while. So include std int. I feel like there is std int in bridge.h though. Yeah, there is std int in bridge.h. Why is it mad at me? Oh, this is still an invalid header. Alright, for the other more thread stuff, I'll just do it for now. Okay. We got threads now? Have we got threads now? Okay. We have threads now. It's still mad at me for not including bridge.h. For not having bridge.h not existing, even though it's right there. Whatever, who cares? So, return, not 0, PSSS okay. And we'll return PSSS okay here as well. So, yeah. And it's still getting mad at me that these files are not. Why is it getting mad at me about bridge.h? It's right here. It's because it's in this relative shit. It's not meant to be in this. This is the annoying thing. If you drag and drop something into here, it always tries to like, include relative paths. Involve relative paths somehow. It's a very annoying thing that happens with Okay, let's go users. Users. Silica. Sources. Repos. LibPSM. LibPSM.h. So let's remove that from here and let's just put it back in. Okay. So here with bridge.h again. Hopefully I can actually find it this time. Does it recognize it? Finally, okay, it recognizes it. Okay, we can actually get to doing this now. So it's still mad about a semicolon somewhere. Alright, it's mad because of this one, I think. Oh yeah, because I was making another one. Find free handle. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, do we even need this current handle? I actually guess we don't need this current handle, because we could just loop over all the open handles and then figure out, like we could loop over the full list of handles, so let's not use a, times 5,000, let's actually just use a define total handles. And it's like, I realize I can't use define, I have to like, use the lowercase define. Let's just set that to like 0x 1000 or something. And I don't know the actual number that's available, but we'll put total handles here. And if we ever figure it out, we can pop it out. So I guess it would be pretty easy to figure that out. You could just write a program to like open as many files as you possibly can, see when it breaks. But yeah. So in bridge.h, there's probably something in here actually for file IO, right? For like not being able to open the file. These are all net errors. Nets. IO defines, okay. So eno-int, eno-access, and e-access. So in fread, fwrite, fcreate, and ftrunc. I'm guessing those are maybe modes, I don't know. If file doesn't exist, we should return that. If it does that and that, so let's code this. For int I equals 0, I, yes, then total handles, semicolon I plus plus. If, I guess we should make this look a bit nicer and do it like this. So we want to check if open file list I, and that should just resolve automatically then. Dot is open, I believe. We want to check if that's true. Then and then what we want to do is just want to return I, which will give you that handle. Otherwise, we want to return, I guess -1, and we can check if it returns -1, and give like an e-access error. First thing we want to do is we want to int. You want to go memsets. It's actually memsets the context to all zeros. And I guess because we now have this header included, we actually don't need this defined here anymore. I only just realized that, so yeah. Okay. So first we'll memset the context of it that you pass to all zeros, and then we will fopen. I guess fopen secure. it's only a file stream, so we want file style fd. I guess it's another thing we can install here. It's like the real fd. File style fd. So yeah. Real fd. So real fd equals, I think you can do like equals, I think you do like equals null, I think is how you do it, maybe? I think. And then you go like fd, and then path, and I guess read, I guess for opening it, like, for just reading the header, we only need like read, but we probably want like read and write. Actually no, if we're reading an encrypted file, it's always gonna be reading it. There's never write, you can't write to them, so yeah, we actually do want LV like that. So okay, and so now the next thing I'll probably do is what is the return value of this? Because this could potentially give us EXS, ER, or whatever. And I do realize that some poor person is going to have to port all these Windows-specific functions to Unix, but whatever. We'll handle that when we get there. Once we actually get the thing to work, then we can deal with that. So, are we going to have WF file open? I don't think we're going to ever need WF file open. So, okay, yeah, you can't actually set it to null, or else it gets mad at you. Is there like an example here? Is there like a read binary? I'm pretty sure you just do RB for read binary, right? It's RB for read binary. Okay, so file stream. Yeah, so you just define a file stream and then you just kind of set it in the thing. Oh, you put the you do the address of the file stream. Okay. And then how do you check for like errors? Okay, you get errors set to int o. So I guess int error equals if error, right? Where was E and val sent? It's probably in Windows.h actually, right? So if I can if def. Go away, please. Go away! Okay. Hashtag ifdef win_win32 seems like what you have to do. PSS IO. I want to say it's like probably eno_ent. There has to actually be an actual eval. I just don't know what the fuck it is. I guess I can do the eno_ent. Sure. I don't know. Actually, this is if the file doesn't exist, right? Hang on. What are the errors of this return value? Okay, how do I check if like it exists? If like it was like an no. Yeah, if it's eno_ent, then I can return error no eno_ent. But I guess use a switch arrow, right? In the case of eno_ent, it will return eno_ent. Right, in the case of access, return PSS arrow no access. Case exists. Does that exist? Is that a thing? Yeah, exists. Return PSS arrow no exists. Default break. Okay, so that's like checking errors. The next thing I'm going to do is we're going to then find a handle. If handle equals -1, probably is going to return PSSS error no access. Right, because it failed to get access to the file because it couldn't get a handle for it. So, okay, awesome. The next thing it's going to do, we're actually going to change the number of control hands. I'm worried some games might actually try open 1,000 fucking files, so I'm going to make it 5,000. Okay, so after it's done all that, it will then fread s So you also need like a uint8 boolean thing for is encrypted. Because we kind of want this to not bother with encryption if it's encrypted, right? If it's not encrypted, we don't want to bother doing it. This is where we'll test that. So I guess once we've verified we can actually open the file, it's safe to create and file 000 size of open file. Okay. So there we go. Our mem sets that to zeros. So the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to open file handle that is open. We won't set that to the stop, but we'll go to real FD and we'll set that to FD. Oh, we should also, I guess, drop in here like the block number, right? Yeah. So let's do a uint64 block number. I guess I don't need to set it to 0 because it's already going to be set to 0 for memset, but I'm going to do that anyway, just to make the code easier to read. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to check if this is an encrypted file. So to do that, we basically just go fread. I guess I need a buffer to read into. I guess it would make sense to have a like header in here. How big's the header again? PSSS decrypt. Forget how big some things are in here. Where is that? I think it's in decrypt file. Right? Fuck, what is it? Here it is, 680. That's the header size. Header size is 680. It's a chow of 680. So let's do chow header 680. And I guess I just realized something. I can't actually use chow here because chow could potentially not be in fact, byte also is probably a bad choice too. Let's do you went to 8 instead. It's probably safer for all of that. So let's do V1 8s for single bytes.